Hey, Hibye Tribe, how's it going? I am so freaking pumped to be coming on here today and to be talking about this. You guys will not believe what just happened. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Val Nichols, and I started this group, the Hibye Tribe. And yeah, I'm just super excited to be talking about this because this is a question that I get a lot. A lot of people are saying that they don't understand why they're engaging, they're on Facebook, and they're not getting the sales that they want. So if you hop on, go ahead and say hello. Let me know, have you watched me live before? Are you a first time watcher? What's going on? Where are you from? Tell me all the things because it is freaking Friday and it is amazing outside. I still have all my hearts up from my Audacious Love program that I am running. But you know what? It looks cute, so I don't care. Anyway, so I do want to talk to you guys. Right as I posted, I don't know how many of you are watching this live because I posted about it on my personal page. I posted that I was going to come on here and talk about engagement and talk about, all the things that people are doing as social media marketers to be, just kind of doing it wrong. And a lot of the marketing gurus are out there telling you guys to do these things. So I might piss a couple people off. I hope not. But, I know there's a lot of multi-level marketers and coaches and healers and people out there who maybe their upline or their coaches are telling them to do these things. And believe me, I got bad advice from a coach as well. So I totally and completely get it. And that's why I want to come on here and just share with you guys some of the insight and some of the things that I'm seeing that people are doing wrong. They're going about it wrong because social engagement on social media, whether that's Facebook, maybe it's Instagram, whatever it is, social engagement does not equal sales. It might seem a little bit counterintuitive, but it doesn't. So I have to share with you guys what happened right before this. Right after I posted that oh my gosh, you guys, you'll think I'm making this up, but I'm not. So right after I posted that I was going to be doing a live in an hour, I posted on my personal page. Not even 20 minutes later, I get like Spamela Anderson, that's what I call them, Spamela Andersons, spammed me on my personal page. It was just, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even make this stuff up. Here I am thinking about what my group needs and what kind of value I can add about how to do marketing and how to do social engagement wrong. And here this girl spams my page and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is perfect. I'm going to do a little bit of a social experiment. So what I ended up doing was this woman spammed me on my personal page and she was working for, I didn't even read the ad, but it was some company, like a car wrapping ad or something. And she spammed me. And what happened is she had, all these pictures of her business and like a bunch of just copy that said, have you ever thought of joining my team? Yada, yada, yada. And then a bunch of pictures. And she had tagged myself and like 47 other people. So of course it's showing up on all of our personal pages. And since I was just thinking about coming on and talking about this, I was shocked that this happened. So what ended up happening is right after this woman spammed me, I got this idea like, ooh, I'm going to do a social experiment here to see what happens. So I went on and I posted an ad on her page, right? I know this isn't how I would usually behave, but I really wanted to get some examples going. So I went and posted an ad on her page that was like some ridiculous ad. And she messaged me and said, hey, you just spammed my page. And I messaged her back and said, I know. And you spammed mine. So I don't understand. And she said, well, if you don't want to be tagged in my ad, then just remove yourself. And I said, well, honestly, I have the right not to be tagged in your ad when I didn't ask. Like, have you heard of anything called permission marketing? I thought this would be a great opportunity to maybe just add some education, offer her some information. And she said, you can just untag yourself. And I said, may I offer some information to you? This is all over Facebook Messenger. And she said, okay. And I said, think about it like this. As an online marketer, if it doesn't feel good to you, why are you doing it? At which point, she came on and saw my post about how I was going live to talk about this, and she requested to join in this group, which I politely declined because there is no way I'm going to do that to you girls. There is no way I'm going to let someone who, thinks it's okay to just kind of like spam people and tag them in all these like advertising posts when it's gross and it feels icky. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? If you know what I'm talking about, say yes. Say, yeah, I know what you're talking about. So why I absolutely would not do that. I would not allow someone to come into this Hibye Tribe group and start spamming you guys. See what I'm saying? Like if she's going to do it to me and we've never even had a conversation, we've never engaged. When I looked at her profile, I didn't really know who she was. I don't know, when she friend requested me or whatever. But there's no way I would then open up my friends, our Hibye Tribe to that kind of spamming. So here's what we get from that. If there's any takeaway that I can give you guys, think about if it doesn't feel good to you, then don't do it. If you guys are like me, where your inbox is halfway full of people who are just like, hey girl, would you like to join in on my date, my shakes to lose weight? And I'm like, okay, did you even look at my profile? Like, I'm 5'1" and 100 pounds. Like, I don't have any weight to gain. As a matter of fact, I'm looking to gain weight, and it's like, people they never engage with you. There is no form of relationships. And so if it doesn't feel good to you, don't do it to other people, because we don't like feeling like we're just a number, feeling like people are only friend requesting us or only reaching out to us to get something. And if you're an online marketer, like I know a lot of you guys are, a lot of you are in the network marketing space, which is absolutely wonderful. It is a great way to make a lot of money if you do it right. And a lot of you guys are coaches or, in the online space. So if it doesn't feel good to you, don't do it, right? But if you're operating, and this is where a lot of people get it wrong, if you're operating from a space, and I know it's so easy to do, it can be so easy to sit in front of your phone and lose that feeling of human connectedness. That feeling where, oh yeah, this little bubble that I'm talking to is actually a human being. It can be so easy to be desensitized toward that and forget that on the other side of that Facebook profile or on the other side of that little bubble, there's a real human being that is probably working a real job. They're probably working a 9-to-5 job, and most likely they're in that space where they already feel like a number, because who's been there? Who's been in the corporate world? I know I was, where I felt like I was just a number, and like my management was looking at me thinking, okay, if you hit this number, then you're good. If you don't, then there'll be problems. And as a matter of fact, if you don't hit these types of numbers, it means that you are not doing your job, right? So I came from a space in the corporate world where I literally felt like I was a number, where I could just be easily replaced. And so it doesn't feel good to me when someone hits me up on Facebook and just, sees me as a number. They see me as a profit. And if someone is in the online space, which I know I'm probably preaching to the choir, because all the women here in the Hibye Tribe are, we're high vibe, we're here, we're generous people, we have hearts of giving, we're very intuitive, we're empathic, we feel things deeply. But, if there's anyone out there who's in the online marketing space who's operating from that place of just wanting profits, then you are in the wrong business. I hate to put it that cut and dry, but either there's one of two things you can do. You can either work on your mindset and figure out why you have a money block issue, because it all comes down to that. If you're in that constant hustle where you're hustling and you're on Facebook 8 hours a day and you're, in this group for 5 minutes and this group and this group, and nobody really knows, they're like, oh, wait, who are you? You were there? It's kind of like, someone who wants to be everywhere all the time, that social butterfly person who feels like they're missing out if they're not at this place. So they go to this place, and then they go to this place, and they go to this place, and they might be all over the place, but they're never really developing real relationships. As a matter of fact, they're the type of person, like if you're at a dinner party, you know the type I'm talking about, right? You're having a conversation and you're deeply into your story, and they're literally like this. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, girl, yeah, yep, they're looking around, scanning the room, trying to figure out who they can network with next, because they aren't really engaged in your conversation. As a matter of fact, they don't really care about what you're saying. They're really just on the lookout for the next person to talk to, right? Because for people like that, it's not about quality, it's about quantity. They just want to get to each and every single person. And how much more is it like that? Does it feel like that as a consumer or a potential customer? How much more does it feel like that if someone's just copy and pasting the same little spammy ad? Hey girl, just thought you would like to check out my page, and I sell shakes, which there's nothing wrong with selling shakes, right? You could promote it in so many ways, guys. If you have an upline that's teaching you to do these things wrong, let's chat. Because I would love to connect with you and help you to realize how it's not even about the shake. It's not the product that people want to buy. It's you. They want to buy from you. They want to engage with you. They don't even care what you're selling. I mean, not that they don't care what you're selling, but with anything, with coaching, with isogenics, with Beachbody, with anything that it is, it's such a saturated market that they could go and buy it from any single person. But what they want to do is they want to buy it from a real human being. I hope this is making sense, you guys. I know that I'm kind of going fast and I'm going quick with this, but I hope this is making sense and that this is settling in with you guys. If it is, let me know. If it's not, let me know in the comments. Even if you're watching on replay, just let me know in the comments and I'll come back and touch a little bit deeper on this. But this is why spending 8 hours a day on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever it is that you're on doesn't work. Because if you're basing your projected sales, which again, this is something that a lot of the gurus, a lot of the uplines, a lot of, YouTube videos, if you Google it, this is what they're telling you: engage, 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 engage. It is more about quality than it is about quantity. If you're just going out there and commenting on all 5,000 of your friends, every single thing they post, you're like, awesome, great, cool, whatever it is. If you're just going out there just, blanket commenting on every single post that comes into your feed, it is not about quality. Engagement does not equal sales. So if you're sitting around and you're wondering, I hear this a lot. I hear this a lot when I have, either people that are messaging me or talking with me, and with new clients I've taken on, they're like, I don't get it. I've been engaging. I've been posting, 2, 3, 4 times a day. I'm in this group. I'm in that group. And Val, I just don't get why I'm not converting sales. Because if your KPI, which is a sales term, like what you're tracking, the numbers that you're tracking are, if you're not tracking, there's a problem. If you're not tracking anything, if you're not tracking how your engagements are working, if you're not tracking, your conversion rate, then you probably want to start looking into that. But if you're basing your tracking, how much you're engaging to predict how many sales you're going to have, it's never going to work. It will never work, because people are people. We're human beings. People are on Facebook and they're just kind of scrolling through, checking out to see what's going on. Maybe they're at work and they're bored and they're just scrolling through their feed to see a cute video of a cat, or, to see what their aunt's up to, or to see all the posts of first days at school, or whatever it is. Most people are not going onto Facebook thinking, man, I cannot wait to be sold on a product. I cannot wait for someone to spam me. That's not what we're doing. So I do think that engagement, when done correctly, is a very valuable tool. But if you're like the person at the party who's really not caring, if you're just looking and talking to someone and looking around for the next person to talk to, the next person to chat with, people are going to pick up on that. They're also going to pick up on the fact, if you are coming from a place of desperation, where you're like, oh my gosh, if I don't make this much money this month, then I just have to make this much money. I have to, unless I'll feel like a failure. I have to make this much money because I have to pay my bills. I have to hit this income because it's the 22nd right now and there's only 28 days in February. And if I don't make my rent payment by the 1st, then I'm screwed. People will pick up on that. How many times have you guys been in a conversation or got one of those messages, or just seeing that desperation dripping from someone? And we all know they might be fooling themselves, but it's not fooling anybody. When you get those really pushy salespeople, and that's another thing. Like if you don't want to feel super salesy in your sales post, there is a way to do it very authentically and in a way that feels good, in a way that doesn't feel like it's not you. Because, I actually coach a couple women who are very, very introverted. And so any sort of like Facebook Live, any sort of just being a little bit pushy, or even putting things about their business on their personal page, feels very uncomfortable. And that's why, those cookie cutter programs, I've been through them, the ones where you're like, cool, I'm going to buy this little, $400 or $500 coaching package that's all automated. It does work for some people, but you have to take into account that everyone's different. Everybody is different, and people are at different places in their comfort level. That's why, in my coaching, it's very personalized. The way I coach one woman is not the way I coach another woman, because I have clients that are real world real estate agents, and so they don't really have an online presence yet, but yet they made one of my clients just wrote contracts for over $1 million in 1 week, right? And then I have other clients who are network marketers that are, one woman is very introverted. And the first time I asked her if she's ever done Facebook Live, she looked at me like, what? No, she wasn't comfortable with that yet. So there's a process for everybody. I totally get that. But I never want you to get to a space where you're just kind of like nervous or uncomfortable or desperate. So you're spamming and you're doing those things that don't feel good, because you guys, I have to admit it, I have been there. I've been coaching for about 5.5 years now, almost 6 years in the real world. And then when I transitioned into the online space, nobody knew who I was. And I was making like totally kick-ass, I was getting totally kick-ass results in my real life coaching. And then I come into the online space and nobody who knows who I am. And I'm selling these packages for $45, you guys. And I did some things that were really desperate feeling and just gross. And I was getting not so great business advice from a coach, and who just kept telling me, you just don't have the right following. You just don't do this. Just do this. And then, the next week she was telling me, well, no, you need to build your Instagram following. And I was like, I don't even understand Instagram. Bah. And so I started acting out of desperation, and it was gross, you guys. And it really was not that long ago. I hate to admit that. I'm so embarrassed, but I'm real with you guys, right? So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to lay it all out, bear it all to you, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it, because I want you guys to learn from my mistakes too in the online space, because it's a totally different world. Shar says, yes, that's me, introverted and hard to put the personal stuff out there. But I do want to help people. Good topic, Valerie. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, yes. See, it's funny because I love me some introverts. I am actually very nerdy and sciencey. That's why I'm so obsessed with like the brain science and the reasons why we get emotional blocks and physical blocks in our lives. So I'm actually really nerdy. So my husband is an engineer and he is quiet, I guess. So yeah, and he's asked me to do the sales and marketing for a business that he's starting. And it's so funny, the difference of us in the online space. Like, I'm just like, yeah, I'll do that. Let's go. Let's do this. And let's do this. And let's do this. And he's like, yeah, what? He didn't even have a Facebook, you guys, until like now he has a fake Facebook, not a fake Facebook, but a Facebook, but he'll never post on there. It's never going to happen. But yes, absolutely. It's funny because there was a time when I was not comfortable at all. Even a year ago, when I first revamped my business, my coaching business online, and started working only with women and started working more with like the ambitious, high vibe women. When I rebranded my company, I would not go live on my personal page. I wouldn't even talk about my business because I was just terrified. Like, I thought that my ex-boyfriends were going to see it and make fun of me. And I thought that people in my church were going to judge me. And I thought that, I might say something or talk about, like, earlier in a post, I shared a lot of my personal story to hopefully encourage some people about, the fact that no matter what you come from, because I was not dealt with the best cards in life, no matter what you come from, you can rise above it and do anything with your life, regardless of what people tell you. Because I was told by my guidance counselor in high school that I was not going to graduate high school. I went on to graduate early. I've been told that I was not going to accomplish things. I've been told that a lot of things in my life, and that really held me back. And that's not always what holds people back, but there are deeply rooted things, and sometimes it's just not our personality. So what I encourage you to do, Shar, is if, like the putting yourself out there on your personal page or going on Facebook Live, whatever it is, if that doesn't feel good to you, don't do it. Just don't do it. Like, if you're not there yet, there might be a time and a place where you feel inspired and you realize that you have some amazing information that you want to share with the world because you've gone through your own health transformation, and you went from being unhappy in your body and not feeling comfortable in your own skin to living this healthy, active lifestyle where you're at your ideal weight and you're at your ideal body shape, and you just wake up just pumped and stoked about life. Like, you might have a time where you feel so inspired to share that, and that's wonderful. Maybe you could go online and do it at that point. But if you're not there yet, don't push it, because you're going to end up feeling super, if you're introverted especially, and you're opening up yourself to that many people and feeling, their energy, and just, it doesn't feel good. And then you end up feeling drained, and then you feel guilty because you feel like you should be doing this or you should be doing that. And it just doesn't feel good for you. Then explore what does work for you. Maybe it's a blog, and you go on and just say, hey, I, wrote this blog post and just want to share some stories about how my health improved. Check it out if you want, and put the link. Or if you want to start a group like this. I don't know if you have a group, but if you start a group like this and just be like, hey, I just got a intuitive download here. So start a group and say losing weight for the introverted woman, and target that audience. And you can share about that in your group. Just be like, hey, look, I'm really introverted. So talking to people about my struggles with weight was really hard. And, being introverted, I found myself, it was so easy to isolate and not be seen because I wasn't comfortable in my own body. And I felt guilty when I would put on a cute outfit and go out, like I just wouldn't feel good. And really start targeting those people, because your vibe will attract your tribe. And believe me, I went from when I first started in the online marketing space, I was getting a lot of people. I was wasting a ton of time on these one-on-one calls with people who were just kind of like wasting my time. They weren't my people. I did not feel confident enough in myself in the online space to be attracting the right people, right? So I spent a lot of time wasting my time with these one-on-one calls with people who would say, oh yeah, I honestly can't afford you. And I knew that before I even went on this call with you, but I really just wanted to talk with you because I love your energy and I really just, I want what you have. Okay, well, I'm a coach and it's my business. So why would you walk into my business and want what I have if you're not willing to make the investment to get what I have? Because, I mean, if you look at me alone, I have spent this year alone, I've spent over $8,000 already on my personal development, and it's the end of February, like it costs a lot of money to do the work to get here. So, it doesn't make sense. I was attracting all the wrong people. But I'll be honest with you guys now, like every single consultation call I get on, I close the sale. Well, it's not even like I'm not closing the sale because they're selling themselves on it. People see what I have, they want what I have, and they want to work with me, and they let me know that. I don't waste my time anymore. That's just the place where I'm at in my business, where I'm no longer having to chase the customers or, chase the people that want my help, because they see the value that they'll get, and they are willing to make that investment in themselves because they firmly believe in themselves. And here's a bonus secret that I wasn't even planning on talking about, but since we're here, I'll go there with you guys. If your energy and your vibe, if you just like close your eyes and really check in with yourself and ask yourself, do I really believe in myself as a product? Do I really believe that I'm bringing value? I've talked with clients before who, our first call together, we were able to identify that there was a deeply rooted belief that she didn't believe in herself. And she was selling Beachbody, and there was a package, gosh, I can't remember what it was called. This was a couple of months ago. There was a package she was afraid to sell her customers that was $400. And when she told me $400, she was like, yeah. I was like, well, what's your high-end package? She goes, oh, it's $400. Like she got like choked up and nervous about it. Like sometimes we can do that when we're not comfortable with our money story yet, right? She was like, oh, it's $400. And I was like, well, whoa, what just happened there? What was that hesitation for $400? And she's like, well, it's so much money, and I haven't even invested in that package, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, okay, the whole time you've been selling Beachbody, have you invested $400 in the programs and the systems? She's like, well, yeah, obviously it's changed my life. And she got like sparked up and lit up about it. And she started telling me about how all the ways that these programs have changed her life, and the Insanity program, and how she dropped all this weight. And she got really excited. And I was like, okay, that energy you just had, I want you to tap into that. Because if you're approaching customers for $400, which honestly, for someone who's been struggling with their weight for 20 years, for decades, for you to say, I have something that's going to work, I've used it in my own life, it's changed my life, $400 is nothing. And you're already, before you're even offering that system to them, you've already written it off yourself. Why are you not believing in this product? Why are you not believing in this? Why are you afraid to ask someone to exchange $400 for a better life, to help them solve this problem that they have had for decades, that is causing them so much misery that they go home at night and they cry because they don't understand why their same old way of eating is causing them to be diabetic, that's causing them to be miserable, that's causing them to have swollen ankles. Like, shift into that energy. And that's why, just like we started out this group, that this live, engaging on social media is not enough. Liking someone's post and saying, awesome, or great job, girl, or whatever it is not enough to convert into sales. It's so much deeper than that, you guys. It is so much deeper. So often we forget about this human component, that on the other side of that little bubble, on the other side of your phone, is another human being that just wants to know that you care. They just want to know that you have something to offer them that is going to change their life. They just want to know that you have something that they need that is going to help them with their struggle they've had for years or decades or whatever it is. Because until they know that you have that thing that they need, you're going to be out there chasing after sales. You're going to be out there spamming people in their inbox. You're going to be out there in desperation, posting in 100 different groups and wearing yourself out and exhausting yourself and wondering why you're spending 8 hours a day on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, but your inbox is empty. It feels so much better, you guys. I can tell you from personal experience from a year ago, where I had maybe one client from the online world, and then I had several different clients in the real world, but I had like one client from the online world, and I was out there chasing customers. I was out there chasing people. I was out there not believing in myself and believing in my product because I was doubting myself. I would wonder if I was even doing it right. Like, I had no idea what a strategy was or what strategy to be doing. I was literally, you guys, like throwing spaghetti at the wall, just seeing what was sticking. And I was running myself rampant. I was exhausted. I was ready to give up and go back to my corporate job, which no way. No way. Don't do it. Hang in there, you guys. Because if you get to the space where you're doing this right, if you get to the space where you are clear in your message and you are able to connect deeply with your potential client to the place where you're calling in the right person and you are in that niche, like you're finding that niche and you're calling in the right person, then you're not going to have to chase people. It'll just organically happen. People will just start inboxing you saying, whatever you're doing, I want it. I don't know what, like your product, your services, I don't even know. I want you to sell it to me. Here is my credit card. I don't even know how I'm going to pay for this, but I want this. I can tell you guys, I have a client right now who she committed to 3 months with me. We just started, a couple weeks ago. And she told me, look, I honestly, things are really tight. And because of the income I made last year, I owe 7 figures in taxes. And I need to make that by April. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't even know how I'm going to afford this one-on-one coaching, but all I know is I need what you have. And so I'm going to do it. I'm going to commit to 3 months, and I don't know how it's going to work, but it's going to work. And our first meeting, I'm not kidding you guys, our first meeting, she wrote 2 deals within 24 hours. She had not sold a single thing this year. And then she turned around and sold a $680,000 property. Like that. Like that, you guys. It works. I'm telling you, you just have to make the shift from desperation, the shift from wasting your time, the shift from spreading yourself too thin into places that are not going to be beneficial, the shift from thinking that you have to exchange your time for money into this place. And once you do that, it gets so easy, you guys. And I'm telling you from personal experience, because I've been in that place. I've been in that spot where I didn't know what to do. I felt like I was throwing spaghetti up against the wall. So I encourage you guys to just shift your thinking a little bit, to shift from that place where you think that engagement and you think that, friend requesting everybody that you come across, or going into groups and spamming everybody, or, inboxing people like crazy, out of that place. I mean, honestly, you guys, this is so bad to admit, but I'm so far behind in my inbox messages that I haven't even gone there in a week, probably. I haven't even opened my inbox in a week, except for my clients, my one-on-one clients. They get full access to me. So I haven't even looked at any of my messages in a week, you guys. It's so bad. So bad. I need to get another assistant, you guys, to just do my inbox messages. But then again, I can't because I'm one-on-one with my clients. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining in on this live with me. If you have any questions, let me know. Comment below. You can inbox me, but like I said, I haven't opened up my messages in a week. So yeah, comment below if you have any questions, or you can message me. I'm going to jump in there this afternoon, and hopefully catch up. So I love you guys so much. I am so glad you joined in. If you like these types of lives, let me know, because I love to share what I know with you guys, and I don't want to hold anything back that I know. I would love to come on here and talk about finding your niche, the new algorithms of Facebook, what to do, what not to do, sales and marketing techniques, because that is my thing. That is the thing that lights me up so much, because that is my background. I had a sales and marketing, guerrilla marketing, if you guys know that term, sales and marketing business all through my 20s. I traveled across the US. I worked with Dr. Pepper, even though I don't drink soda. I worked with them on a huge 6-month tour. I worked with Lance Armstrong Foundation, Fuel TV, Nike, Kia, a whole bunch of companies that I would just love to share my knowledge with you guys and just add value into your businesses, because that's what this is all about. We are the Hibye Tribe, and we are going to go out there and change the world, one marketing campaign at a time. So, I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.